tool for relaxation, a tool for calming down, a tool for reducing stress, a tool for working on your lungs. So physically, it is expanding your lungs volume. It's easier to breathe when you practice on that, because you by the time your exhalation will be longer, and the exhalation is responsible for yourself calming down. And that's just one of those few benefits. And the frequency of 5 to 8 is supposed to be the so-called laugh frequency, because it's stimulating also our heart area. So it actually strengthens the ability to connect to our feelings, emotions, ability to love. It's the heart chakra, actually, which we work later on too. And it is a lot of more to speak about, but that's the beauty about it, that the laugh tuner usually doesn't need so many words, because it's just a single tone where we can meet without misunderstandings like language or choosing the wrong words. Maybe you heard somebody and it wasn't your intention. And if you just meet on one tone, then this can happen, and that's the beauty about it. And so I want to now, when we tone this frequency for a few minutes, that we connect to each other, to the room, and to all those people who actually met today. Because I realized that it is a very good thing to have the competence to choose whether you are in the ability to really be with yourself and seal off the rest of the world and really concentrate in yourself, which is something which we train in the meditation, to reconnect with yourself, but also to work on the ability to meet others and to really connect to those. Because if you can only be comfortable with yourself, and as soon as it comes to meeting other people, you feel uncomfortable. And I regularly meet those people, and interestingly, often people who meditate a lot, even because they not really work on the ability on connecting also with other people. So therefore, we will practice both. So that now for really to get started and to fill this room with the collective energy of tonight, we will, before we tune, we will just with our eyes meet all these people who are here today. And when we have met them non-verbally, just by looking at them, we will start tuning. And for those who didn't experience it, there is a little, I think it's easier to distinguish, because the bottom side, there is the letters laugh tuner, and the top is where you actually touch your lips with. Can you read it? And then the tone comes with the exhalation. And the beauty also will be that we start together, but then, since we all have our personal rhythm and our personal length of exhalation, it will be different rhythm, different sound. So just concentrate on your own tuning, and whenever your exhalation is finished, you do your second tone, your third tone, and then we will all listen to this tone and meet on this tone. And usually the experience is a little bit more intense when you close your eyes. That's why I suggest that before we do so, we meet each other by looking to each other and non-verbally welcoming each other. We can do this now. All right. Good. So, as I said, we start together, we breathe in together, we breathe out, producing the tone. And from then, you just go with your own pace, in your own rhythm. If you want to close your eyes, do so. If not, feel free. And I will play the singing bowl when we are finished with this tune. Okay? So we start together and breathe in. Leave your eyes closed, or if they were open, close them for a while now. Put the left ear aside. Bring your attention to your heart chakra, which is in the middle of your chest, between the breast. And just try by focusing on this area to bring all the attention and the energy to this area. And the color for this chakra, for this energy center, is the color green. So imagine your body being wrapped completely in the color of green. You are surrounded by this color. Underneath you, above you, to your right, to your left, all around you and within you. The color of green shining from the center of your torso, right from your heart chakra. And this chakra, if it is in balance and active, it is easy for us to establish qualities like compassion for others and, first of all, for ourselves. It stands for the ability to receive love and to give love, to cultivate tolerance towards others and yourself, to not judge and rather think of others being different than wrong. Also the ability not judging yourself and not being too hard with yourself, loving yourself. And maybe you find a situation in your life, can be in the past, can be in the very moment, or can be even in the future, but ideally something you have experienced, which really connects to this feeling of love, where you really had complete peace with yourself maybe. And in case there is not such a moment, then create one. And go into this situation. Mentally give yourself a hug. And remember and see, how am I acting when this energy center is in balance and active? When I act from my heart, when I decide from my heart, when I lead from my heart, when I have thoughts full of the energy of love. And there is a letter where we can feel when we create the sound of this letter A. It is easy to feel the vibration in this area of your chest where the heart chakra is located. So let's go into this feeling and into this sound and into this vibration by chanting Ah and feel the opening of this area. We chant the Ah, the A, but we pronounce it Ah 3 times. Starting together, breathing in. So from here, we move down to the first chakra, which is located between the anus and the genitals. Actually, it can be stimulated with the muscle you use when you need a bathroom and there is no one available. That's the muscle where it sits. The root chakra, color is red. And it's related to the qualities of being grounded, feeling the earth, feeling safe in the material world, connected to the energy of life force, trust in your own safety, feeling secure about things you need for your living, for existing, for surviving, feeling safe in your environment, warm and healthy. So wrap your body in the color of dark, warm red. Feel it underneath you, above you, to your right, to your left, all around you and within you. The light and the color of red. And feel the ground or the cushion you sit on. And find a situation in your life where you completely felt this security, this safety, where you felt at the right place doing the right thing, where you really felt that life takes care of you and your needs are covered without effort and struggle, just because you have a right to be, without condition. And just in case you don't find such a situation, then create one. And dive into this feeling. Down at your root, the root of the spine, the base of the energy, the color red. And we stimulate this area, this chakra, this energy center, by chanting the letter of an ooh. 3 times ooh, feeling in the lower part of your belly, feeling into the lower part of your spine. Ooh, 3 times. Breathing in together. From here we move up to the second chakra, Svadhisthana Chakra, also sexual chakra. Here is the energy of playfulness, of creation, of sexuality, of getting something started. When you start something new, it's good to have this energy center in balance. If you feel stuck, if you feel things are not flowing, most likely this center is blocked. Ease and playfulness. Color is orange, and the location is about 3 fingers underneath your navel. And from there you go back to your spine, since the energy centers are located within your spine. But the height, where you find it, is about 3 fingers underneath your navel. So we wrap our bodies in the color of orange underneath you, above you, to your right, to your left, and within you. The light and the color of orange. Feeling in your second chakra, underneath your navel. And find a situation, maybe from just now in your life or in the past. And again, if not possible, then create a situation where you feel your life is flowing with ease, you are in your creating potential, creativity is switched on, ideas are flowing, connection is easy, sexuality is easy. And we stimulate that area with chanting 3 times. Oh. Like often, oh, oh. We breathe in together. Moving to the third chakra, maybe you want to open your eyes quickly so I can show you something. The O we were just chanting is rather like, that's why I said often, it's O, and the mouth is rather like O, where now when we stimulate the third chakra, which is the navel, we do rather O, O, O. That's the difference. So it's again O, but it's a little, the mouth is a little different, so the tone is rather a little bit rather like an A, O. So O, O. Want to try? O. O. It's a difference to O. Try the difference. O, A. It's like often. In Germany, actually, it's easier because in Germany, I always say often, that's the heater, right? Is often, and often, if like the door is open, often is exactly what we need. So often. I don't know the Romanian language and in English, but difference to O. Okay, so this is what we will use now.
No.
No.
We have it here. We have it.
You have it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
In a different, in blue or from the Hungarian.
Okay, beautiful. So that's what we are doing now. Okay, so when you wish, you can close your eyes again. And we move to the third chakra, which is around your navel. It is the navel chakra and the chakra of willpower. It's also the symbol of the sun, powerful energy center. And the qualities here are identity. So when this chakra is in balance, that you feel your personality, your personal qualities. What do I stand for and what is my identity? What does it look like? Feel like comfortable with the way I am. It is about leadership, first of all, towards yourself. Do I lead myself in the right direction? Do I have a willpower for that, to show that this strength is connected to this chakra right around the navel with the color of yellow and the O of pronunciation. We do this 3 times, and before we do it again, cover your body, this time in the shining color of yellow, and feel it underneath you, above you, to your right, to your left. Surround yourself with this color and feel the light, the yellow color within you. And now connect to a situation where you felt that chakra is in balance. Just by reconnecting to situations we have experienced, we can establish this quality and bring it in the very moment, just by remembering how things were at this time or how they might be at some time. So a situation, a time where you felt completely comfortable with your identity, where you had strong willpower to live this identity, what you stand for, what you feel is part of your true soul, your being. And leading and guiding yourself, being trustful with these values. This all is connected to this center And we bring some energy in there by chanting "Aw" 3 times. Breathing in together. So since we experienced our heart chakra with the tone of Ah already, we now move to the 5th chakra, which is around the throat. Actually, going back to the spine, it is the neck. So if people have a lot of neck pain, it might be an issue there. And this is the throat chakra. And it stands for speaking up and for speaking what you think and thinking what you speak. It's authenticity and really being honest with yourself, with your words, and with others. Or do you maybe hide? Or do you maybe swallow something? You want to actually speak up. So if this is blocked, you might want to look whether there is an issue, something you think you have to pretend. Sometimes people fear to speak up, and this causes often a block in this chakra. It is the color of indigo blue, and it's located at your throat where you swallow. So when you swallow too much crap, when you swallow words instead of speaking them up, you might have energy blockage here. And the color of indigo blue is now underneath you, above you, to your right, to your left, all around you and within you. And then find or create a moment where you did that, where you maybe even decided to speak up, even if there was a risk of disappointing somebody. But still you decide to do so because it's your personal truth. Taking this risk of disappointing others, just to be true with yourself, is something which is very healthy for have your energy balance, especially in this chakra. So we stimulate that area by chanting the letter of A. You chant it 3 times and you feel in that area and you connect to the color of blue. Breathing in. So moving to the next chakra, sixth chakra, Ajna, third eye chakra. Located between your eyebrows, where your third eye is supposed to be located. And the third eye is able to see things your two eyes don't see. So it is the ability of looking onto things with a new higher perspective, with a little bit of distance, with wisdom, to have insights, the ability of creating visions, the ability of imagination. So if sometimes you might be caught in too many facts and lose the ability to see the bigger picture, to see what it all makes sense for, and to get your insights for things you might not understand when they happen, but when you look back, you understand. That shows that this chakra is in balance. It is the color of violet. And so we surround ourselves with this color. Color of violet underneath you, above you, to your right, to your left, all around you and within you. The color and the light, violet. And then remember or create a situation where you got valuable insights to look at things in a higher perspective. Things which made sense as soon as you changed perspective or you looked at them with another perspective. With distance, with more wisdom. And reconnect to this ability. Because when you experience something at some point, you're always able to do it again. Or if you are able to create it, also this shows that the ability is already there. Just in your imagination. So the third eye chakra, we stimulate and we feel into the whole area and into the whole head and the vibration of it with the letter of E 3 times. Breathing in together. the seventh chakra is not in the physical body. So maybe you want to open your eyes. They say it is out of the physical body, so it is a little bit your highest point of your head, and from this about that high. And we imagine there the energy center in the color of white, because white is actually including all the colors. And the interesting thing is that what they use for the tone is the tone of Om. It's actually that sign, you might have seen that before. And Om is like, there is so many meanings, at least 108, that's for sure, but probably even much more. It includes pretty much everything. Every word, every energy, every tone, every color. No duality exists there anymore in this chakra. It stands like for no black, no white, no good, no bad, no dark and light. It's just like no duality, no polarity. Everything is there and everything is included and everything is fine. And that's why it's the color of white, because it's everything including. And that is actually because now we stimulated the chakras with the letters, and the Om, which is the seventh chakra, standing for, actually, I don't like the word enlightened too much. I rather think it's freedom. So that is actually the state of freedom, which is related to this chakra. And we will chant Om now in the way where it has actually usually developed. It is not Om, O-M, rather A-U-M. And if we travel with this sound through the body, you can feel it's like the whole body is energized. And yet it is interesting also for you, maybe in your daily practice, that the love tuner also is very comparable with chanting Om from the peace you generate and from the feeling you have. And I remember actually where at some times, my brother and me, there was a yoga festival in Munich, and there was an Indian lady, and we were thinking, let's just ask her without giving any introduction or asking for some intellectual explanation. Let's just give her a try, and let's see how she's experiencing. And then she tried it, and she was in the typical Indian accent, which I love. Yeah. And then after they tried it, she was like, you know, madam, you know how I feel? I feel a little bit like after Om chanting. And I was like, yes, thank you. That's so beautiful. And so that is one way to actually stimulate the chakra. But we want, since we were working now with letters, we want to experience the Om with the A-U-M, Aum. And if we really tone it like this, you can really feel the vibration going through the whole body. Like it would be like this. Aum. Yeah, and also we looked at the towards the end, because that's vibration on the lips, that we really take this for a while. Aum. Together, 3 times. Breathing in. Let's just sit for a little while and feel into the vibration, because in fact sound massages all our cells. So whenever you feel an energy block of one of these qualities we were just going through, you can use this practice to simulate it. To spend a little bit more time on chakra doesn't, unfortunately, my experience not go as fast, but it's a way to approach it. And since we will now, after the whole body is stimulated and chakras are kind of active, experience a yoga nidra session. My question to you is, who has no experience with yoga nidra or doesn't know what I talk about? Oh, cool. Sweet. That's perfect. Okay, so then I will give, not too long, I can speak about this a long time because yoga nidra is a very, very useful, complex and huge topic. My teacher told me when I did the training, if you want to understand life, it might be a good idea to spend some time with yoga or Buddhism, and if you want to understand that, then you should practice yoga nidra. And what people expect sometimes is that we do physical work, because this is for many people connected to yoga, but in fact it's a meditation. So it usually happens when we lie down. Easily we can do it when we sit, especially actually for people who have the tendency to sleep away when they lie down, because our body over the years, of course, is conditioned. As soon as we lie down, it just kind of shuts down. And so for those people who actually have trouble falling asleep, it's a good practice, because then you end up having a win-win situation. Because when you fall asleep, well done. If you stay awake, you meditate. So, but for this, it can be also good, but it's not the original idea to sleep. It is kind of can be tricky to stay awake, and it is the idea, because what we experience this little thin line just before we fall asleep, but we don't. Because in this state, we can deeply recover. They say it can substitute up to 4 hours of sleep. Bless you. So it's not where you should go. So, okay, then I can cut 4 hours of sleep and just do yoga nidra and I'm fine. But it can happen when you have maybe a period of time where there's a lot to do in your job, or I don't know for what reasons, you just don't catch enough sleep. I'm told maybe it could be an option. You should have offered actually some yoga nidra on the festival to catch up with sleep. And yeah, and then you do a yoga nidra of half an hour, and you recover pretty good for this short period of time, because we conquer stress, or we regenerate on 3 levels. It's emotional stress, physical stress, and emotional stress. So emotional stress is the stuff which we hide away from. We don't want to feel that. That's like too much for me now. Let's do it at some point, but not today. So the hidden emotions. Then the physical stress, of course, that's usually pretty easy to handle. It's the stress in the body. And then we have the emotional, physical, and we have the intellectual stress, which is all about what do I have to do and where do I have to go. It's actually the to-do list, and I'm the one who rules the world. I mean, we all have this sometimes, that we think universe will break down when we don't rule it. So yeah, and these stress levels are actually regenerated when we do yoga nidra. So it's maybe some people have heard from the body scan. That's a practice from the Buddhists. So with our awareness, we go through the body. That's pretty much all we do. And we just touch our different body parts with our awareness. And by touching them, by focusing with our energy onto these areas, this is where we fill them up with energy. And that's why it's healing. Because this is where the energy moves, where attention goes. This law takes place in this meditation practice. And therefore, actually also one reason why it makes sense that it is such a healing practice, that in our brain, the whole body is actually in the brain, right? Like, of course, the little finger is part of the brain, this finger is part of the brain. So the more precisely we relax our body, all the different parts, the more complete we relax also our brain. And that's maybe explaining why it is so relaxing. We will also play with some different emotions, like cold and hot, and light and heavy, and also pain, because we want to train our mind that it can actually decide how we feel. And also to play with, when I'm cold, I can also make a switch in my mind to not be cold. I'm still working on that, I have to say. I escaped for the winter, but yeah, so that is what we practice. And there is not much for you to know before we practice, except maybe one more thing. I'm speaking about in the beginning of the practice and towards the end of the practice, I'm speaking about Sankalpa. And Sankalpa is actually an intention which you make. It is a seed for change, for your personal change in life, where you are at now. So for instance, you want to have clarity in decision, or you want to have peace with your mom, or you want to let go of something, or you want to go onto a next level with something. Maybe you are pregnant with an idea and you want to kind of move forward. You're stuck or something like this. So it can be something like that with this intention, with the Sankalpa. Important about is that you put this in a short sentence and positive. So in case you say, okay, I'm having too much on my plate, and you would say, I don't want to have stress anymore. You would rather say, I want more peace or more relaxation or more stillness, or right? And it is more about what you feel than about the actual words. And we do this in the beginning of the meditation, because this is actually where you plant your seed. And the good thing is that since we want to be in our subconsciousness, and that is why we are just about to fall asleep. That is the alpha state. And there, the unconsciousness is very accessible for ideas or for intentions. So this is why we set our seed. Then we have the meditation, and towards the end, we water the seed again by repeating the same thing. Don't come up with another thing, because this also happens. To me, it happened. I got greedy. I was like, oh, I want more. Like, okay, this is now a very good time to seed and to plant many seeds and get the most out of it. So I built such a sentence, and it changes towards the end, because this also could be nice. And so really after a couple of years, because I didn't know better, because before I learned that, I was practicing already, but obviously here and there, not 100% like it's meant to happen. So just make sure that you find, not intellectually, just take something which is spontaneously showing up. Say, okay, this is now something I want to have change in my life. And then you work with that until it's solved. And then you replace it with a new one. But don't change all the time. So for those who kind of continue with this practice, that's the idea behind. That you work with this because your subconsciousness constantly gets, let's say, you ask for cooperation. And then as soon as it's solved, you can give a new one. That's the idea. And Yoga Nidra as translation, it's yoga is consciousness translated, and Nidra is sleep. So Yoga Nidra means conscious sleep. Yeah. And that's all you need to know. So good is you already got rid of your watches. Those who wear glasses, good to get rid of those. You lie down for about half an hour with mats which are here in the cupboard. Those of you who have a little bit back pain, it can help to have a cushion underneath your legs here, because then you will lie like this, and then it's a little bit easier for the back. Okay, and it is more comfortable and cozy maybe if you cover yourself up with a blanket. You should, if you need to, use the bathroom before, because we try not to move much in this exercise. So it's definitely not standing up unless you have to, and you try not to move much. And what else? Yes, please. That's sweet. Thank you. Just bring back the napkins into the middle, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, in this room, and probably also go over there. I see where I set myself up, so you can do it. So grab yourself a mat. Thank you very much for those who joined, and we're doing our yoga nidra now. It's a nice practice, but I do this at some other time for you. For today, it's just fine, and stop now. Thank you. Bye.